Pokémon Champion is finally here, and if you're planning to jump in today, there are a few things you should know first. Because I've already seen a lot of players going into this game expecting one thing and getting something completely different. At first glance, it has the Pokémon name, your favorite Pokémon are here, and it might look like another Pokémon game. But Pokémon Champions isn't trying to be the next big Pokémon adventure. So before you download it, spend your resources, or invest your time building teams, there are some important things you should know that could completely change your expectations. Some of these things might make you even more excited to play, while others could be deal breakers depending on what kind of Pokémon fan you are. So instead of wasting any more time, let's get into the point. One quick thing that you definitely don't want to miss. Make sure to check your mailbox when you log in. You'll find a couple of free Pokémon waiting for you, along with their Mega Stones, which is honestly a pretty nice bonus for starting out. A lot of players tend to rush straight into battles and completely overlook the mail section. So it's worth taking a few seconds to claim everything before doing anything else. Free Pokémon, free Mega Stones, and it costs you nothing. Might as well grab them while they're available. Now let's get into the Pokémon Recruit feature, because this is one of the main ways you'll be obtaining different Pokémon in the game. When you first start playing, you'll receive quite a few recruit tokens, and you'll also earn more by completing missions, tutorials, and other beginner activities. So early on, you'll have plenty of chances to interact with this system. Each recruit requires 22 coupons, and once you use them, a Pokémon will appear depending on your luck. Now this is where I think a lot of players are going to get confused. When you see a Pokémon appear from the recruit, don't assume you've permanently obtained it. That's not actually how the system works. The Pokémon you pull will remain there for about a day, giving you time to decide what you want to do with it. During that time, you have two options. You can either permanently recruit that Pokémon, or you can choose a temporary version instead. To permanently own the Pokémon, you'll need teammate tokens. If you don't have enough, you can also work toward them by earning the required in-game currency through gameplay. So it's not a system that's completely locked behind spending money. What's interesting is that you can only select one Pokémon from each recruit result. Once you've made your choice, whether that's permanently recruiting it or taking the temporary version, the recruit is cleared. And here's another important thing to know. If you haven't made a decision yet, you won't be able to do another recruit pull. The game basically wants you to deal with your current recruit before moving on to the next one. So don't be surprised if you pull a Pokémon and then realize you can't recruit again. You probably still have an active recruit waiting for you to choose between the permanent or temporary option. Next, let's talk about the item box. This is basically where you'll manage your Pokémon roster. You can transfer Pokémon to your team, switch between held items, and organize the Pokémon you've recruited. The system itself is pretty straightforward, but there's one thing that I'm honestly not a huge fan of. Your item box can only hold 30 Pokémon at a time. Personally, that feels a bit limiting, especially in a game that's all about building different teams and collecting a variety of Pokémon. If you're someone who likes experimenting with lots of team compositions, you might find yourself running out of space sooner than expected. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something to keep in mind as your collection starts growing. One simple tip I want to give is don't forget to check out the battle tutorial option. Normally, tutorials are something most players skip, but in Pokémon Champions, it's actually worth completing them. You'll earn a variety of useful rewards, including recruit coupons for pulling Pokémon. More importantly, you'll get some teammate tickets, which can help you permanently recruit Pokémon from the recruit system. There's also a Mega Stone among the rewards, making the battle tutorial one of the easiest ways to grab some valuable items early on. So before you spend too much time battling, I'd recommend clearing the battle tutorials and collecting all those free rewards. Now let's get into what is probably one of the most important systems in Pokémon Champions: Pokémon Training. This is where you can adjust your Pokémon stats and customize how they perform in battle. It's a pretty deep system and plays a huge role in team building and competitive play. Honestly, there's a lot to cover here, much more than I can fit into this video without making it unnecessarily long. So for now, just know that Pokémon Training is something you'll want to learn if you're serious about improving your teams. I'll be covering the system in much more detail in a separate video, where I can properly explain everything without rushing through it. For this video, I just wanted to make sure you're aware that the feature exists and that it's one of the key mechanics you'll be spending time with as you progress. Another feature worth mentioning is that you can customize your trainer's appearance and personalize your profile a bit to make it feel more like your own account. The game also has a friend system, so you can add other players and keep in touch with friends as more people start jumping into Pokémon Champions. They're not the main focus of the game, but they're nice features to have and help make the experience feel a little more social. Now, as you can see, there are 5 battle options here, so let's quickly go through them before ending the video. Ranked battle is pretty much the main mode. This is where you'll climb the ladder and earn rewards based on your final rank. Casual battle is exactly what it sounds like. No pressure, no rank loss, just a place to test teams and get comfortable with battles. Private battle lets you create a room and battle your friends, which is honestly a feature I'm glad they included. Then there's online competition. It's empty right now, but once tournaments start showing up, this is where you'll find them. And finally, battle data lets you check your previous matches if you want to look back at your results. So yeah, those are the main things I think you should know before jumping into Pokémon Champions. Since the game literally launched today, we're all still figuring things out, and I'm sure there's plenty more to discover over the next few days. I'll probably make a deeper guide on Pokémon training and team building later because that's where most of the real depth seems to be. If you've already started playing, comment down below and let me know what Pokémon you picked up first, or if there's something I missed that other players should know. Until we meet again in the next video, have a good day.